Dear friends, welcome to Know Thyself YouTube Channel. Good morning. Hope you are all staying safe and keeping well. I sincerely thank all of you who have subscribed to this channel and follow the channel. If you find the contents of the videos uploaded in this channel useful, please subscribe to this channel and click the notification or the bell icon so that you can be notified when a video is uploaded. Kindly share the videos with others or on the internet. In the last episode of Know Your Mind segment, we spoke about shadow consciousness as the first step in the task of achieving shadow integration. In this episode, we take up for discussion the actual process of integrating the shadow and concretely spell out what it implies. The process of shadow integration helps you to make peace with your shadow. A shadow is a living part of your personality. You cannot argue out of existence or rationalize it to be harmless because you have to live with it in some form. Making peace with your shadow and integrate it with other dimensions of your personality is not possible without directly confronting it. This confrontation calls for exploring and acknowledging every aspect of your shadow, no matter how grotesque and outrageous it may be. The fact you simply recognize your shadow traits and accept them into your conscious living will bring greater balance to your mental world, thereby kickstart the process of shadow integration. Once the process gets started, you would be able to turn the shadow energies into positive vibrations and take them to where they actually belong. The process of shadow integration is an internal work, often not an easy task, but its fruits are worth the challenge as it can bring both external success and internal satisfaction. Carl Jung opines that there can be no generally effective technique to integrate the shadow as it is unique to each individual. So, like diplomacy or statesmanship, integrating the shadow is an individual matter. People have to find their own individual approach to actualize the process of shadow integration. However, Jung provides 4 guidelines which can direct you to choose your own unique approach in making peace with your shadow. These directives are: firstly, working with your shadow calls for accepting and taking seriously the existence of your shadow. It implies knowing that your shadow traits cannot be repressed or suppressed out of existence. Secondly, working with your shadow implies that you become aware of your shadow qualities and intentions. This calls for introspecting and giving conscientious attention to your moods, fantasies, and impulses, thereby becoming conscious of and accept the root of each shadow trait. Thirdly, working with your shadow involves a long process of negotiation and interaction between your unconscious shadow and your conscious ego. This calls for letting your shadow traits come to light by you becoming conscious of them. Fourthly, working with your shadow implies that you allow the shadow traits to express themselves in healthy ways. It calls for finding healthy, productive, socially acceptable, and controlled outlets for giving vent to the qualities suppressed or repressed in your shadow. Having briefly explained what the process of shadow integration concretely implies, and having stated the 4 Jungian directives to guide you to find your own technique in integrating your shadow, let us be practical and spell out how you actually can go about integrating your shadow. It involves 2 things. Firstly, you must feel safe enough to confront and explore your shadow. And secondly, you need to find ways to confront and explore your shadow. Let us elaborate on these further. Firstly, you must feel safe enough to confront and explore your shadow. If you feel unsafe and uncomfortable entering into your shadow, you will not see clearly what are in there because you are threatened by your shadow. Hence, as you begin your shadow integration work, be compassionate and understanding towards yourself, as you will have to deal with a lot of conflicting emotions that would make you feel unsettled and scattered. You must recognize the challenges involved and be kind to yourself about whatever you find. Likewise, since the process of shadow integration involves confronting your shadow, it is good to get the support of a therapist, mental health professional, mentor, or a trusted friend who can help you to get through this process. Secondly, you need to find ways to confront and explore your shadow. You could use a number of techniques such as talking to someone, journaling, writing letters to yourself, introspection, meditation, visualization, or some similar activities. Having chosen the specific technique you want to use to confront your shadow, the question is how to and where from you can start your confrontation of and exploration into your shadow. The following 3 tips or tactics could be of help. Firstly, become conscious of your triggers and use one or the other trigger to face up to your shadow. Your triggers are signposts of your hidden shadow. They provide subtle clues about what you have been avoiding facing up to within you. They are like little alarms that go off inside you when you encounter certain situations. Triggers tell you that there is something going on inside you that you prefer not to acknowledge. When you notice a trigger, you must ask yourself what might be happening underneath that trigger. For example, if you notice that whenever you see or talk to a particular person, you tend to get upset, angry, or irritated, there is something to be confronted and a lot to be explored in your relationship with this person. You could ask yourself, what is it about this person I don't like? What makes it so difficult to be around them? Do I display any of the same traits some other times? If so, how do I feel about that part of myself? Your relationship with this person could be a trigger you can use to confront your shadow and explore its relational dimension. Secondly, become conscious of your closer relationships, particularly your family affinities. Your family is the hotbed of triggers because it reflects much of your own personal shadow coming right back at you. Hence, take an objective look at your immediate family members and examine their good or bad traits. Once you have done this, step back and ask whether any of those qualities you find in your family members also exist in you. This reflection can give you a number of triggers and clues into your own shadow that you can use to confront and explore the contents of your shadow. Thirdly, free yourself of your social conditioning. Your shadow is the result of social conditioning. Your shadow is created because your parents, peers, other significant persons in your life, other social institutions, and the society at large have taught you that parts of yourself and your certain behaviors were wrong, which you unconsciously repressed. These repressed materials over different periods of your development have become the content of your shadow. Hence, if you remove your social conditioning and break yourself free from the unrealistic expectations of your family, educational system, religion, and the society at large has put on you, you will be able to confront and explore your shadow and become aware of its false, deceptive, and inaccurate presentation of your personality and know your authentic self. Whatever technique, tactic, or tip we mentioned above, you choose to confront and explore your shadow. The goal is to bring your shadow and its contents to the conscious awareness. They can help you to separate yourself from the expectation and conforming eyes of others, allow you to look within without judgment or condemnation, so as to free yourself from the false perceptions your shadow presents about yourself and to discover who and what you really are. This new perception about yourself can help you to transform the negative energy found in your shadow into something positive, so as to achieve greater clarity in your thinking, greater balance in your emotional dimension, and create for yourself a more fulfilling life in relation to what is most dear to you. In the next episode, we will explore the benefits and hidden potentials of integrated shadow. Thank you for watching this video. Stay blessed until we see you again with another video.